us learn actual process of risk management in clinical laboratory. So how we are going to perform this risk management in the clinical laboratory, we will be seeing in this video series, as I have already mentioned. So here we are going to start the risk management process in clinical laboratory. So the complete process of risk management includes the risk assessment and risk analysis. So the risk analysis basically starts with the identification of risk or identification of hazards. So once the risk is identified, the next step will be risk analysis. Severity we have to identify. How much is the severity of this risk? How much is the probability of occurrence of this risk? And what are the chances of detecting this risk? Once the risk is identified, the risk needs to be evaluated under the severity, probability of harm and the probability of detections. Once the risk evaluation is done, the next step is risk control. So we have to identify how to control or what are the measures to undertake whether to control this risk. We have to perform the risk control. After doing the risk control, we need to monitor the risk over a period of time. We have to see whatever measures we have taken, whether they are adequate or not to control the risk, or whether we need to do some more intervention for controlling the risk. So that becomes a part of risk monitoring. So the complete process of risk management will include, first of all, is the risk management plan, which will include scope and content of the plan. Next will be the risk analysis, where we are going to first identify the risk and then we are going to have an analysis of this risk with respect to the occurrence, severity and detection. Then we are also going to see from which area of the laboratory this risk can be identified. Next we are going to see the risk evaluation, whether the risk which is identified, whether it can be accepted as it is or whether it needs a appropriate evaluation in the form of risk management. Next step will be the risk control, where we are going to have a proper risk control measures in the place. We will try to see how we can eliminate this risk, or at least we will try to see how we can minimize the risk, and then whatever the risk is left, whether it is significant or not, this also we will see in the residual risk evaluation. The next step will be the benefit risk analysis. So what are the benefits of accepting a procedure or a process with the inbuilt risk? We will perform a benefit risk analysis in terms of accepting a risk of a critical process without getting the risk eliminated, and whether it will be having any beneficial effect. Next we are going to see the risk management review. What are the control measures we have done, what are the risk elimination activities we have performed, and the evaluation of overall residual risk with the appropriate risk management report we are going to see in the risk management review. And the final step will be risk monitoring, analysis and control activities, which will include the appropriate monitoring of the identified risk. We will also monitor the whatever measures we have undertaken to control this risk, whether they are appropriate or whether they are sufficient or not, and we will also see how to take immediate action upon identification of such risks to eliminate them or to reduce the risk in the risk management process. In coming lectures, we will be seeing this step by step process of risk management in the clinical laboratory. Thank you.